Hello and welcome. This is a different 5 at 5 today. At about 10 p.m. in our work group, all of us were excited that within minutes, Vaishali Ramesh Babu would be winning the candidates and making history. The first ever Indian woman to win the candidates and challenge for the World Championship crown. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational effort from Vaishali. Now, once that happened, my assumption was that this is going to be the front page headline. This was going to be a banner headline. This is going to at least get a bottom anchor in our newspapers today. Television channels will wake up to it. Television channels and digital platforms will wake up to it and celebrate Vaishali big. Nothing happened. Nothing whatsoever. RCB versus LSG match still hogged the headlines. LSG lost pretty badly. It was a pretty boring game. One team scored 140 odd, the other team easily overhauled that. So, in terms of standard of play, was pretty ordinary. And yet, Vaishali Ramesh Babu, despite winning the candidates, got what? Nothing in terms of media space. In our work group, and I want to tell you this, we said, what is going on? I reached out to Vishwanathan Anand at 10 p.m. at night, and I must tell you this story. Moment Vaishali won. It was what, 10:20, 10:30 India time. Obviously, Anand was in Cyprus. So we reached out to Vishy Anand straight up. And at that point in time, he must be getting a million calls. So he couldn't take the call. Thereafter, in 20 minutes, Shomik Chakraborty, my colleague from Mumbai, Shomik messaged me saying that Shomik messaged me saying that can we get Anand? Can we get Anand? And it was interesting. I wrote to Anand thereafter that is there any way we can have a conversation because it's important that we celebrate. Anand at midnight, and this is where we say na, respect is earned. Anand at midnight responds back to me saying, I will send a video to you by tonight. I was watching the new Eken Babu series and went to bed at close to midnight. You know, at 2 a.m. in the morning, Anand sends the video. Unbelievable. That is what that is what makes the difference between, he had no reason to. Anand could have said, let's talk tomorrow, let's speak the day after, I will maybe get in touch with you tomorrow morning, or drop me a message and we can chat. At 2:14 in the morning, my inbox, the phone clicks, and Vishwanathan Anand is there, giving us all the details of the candidates, giving us his perspective of the candidates. Neil, if you can get the Vishwanathan Anand video ready, I want to play that. Neil, if you are there at the back end, give me a thumbs up on WhatsApp. Get that video ready. I want to play that.
And she has done it.
At about
Vaishali is the winner of the 2026 Women's Candidates Tournament and will go on to challenge Ju Wenjun later this year for the Women's World Chess Championship. Here in the Candidates Tournament in Cyprus, she showed amazing determination, hard work, resilience, and mostly self-belief. She had a slow start, then a very difficult loss to her nearest rival, Zhu Jin, who would in fact go on to beat her later in the tournament as well. Multiple games which went in unpredictable directions, but she kept calm, was always in better control of her nerves than the rest of the field, and hung in there in what was a very, very combative tournament. Today, on the last day, she rose to the occasion. Despite being surprised by her opponent, Lagno, she counter-surprised her, showing that she had done excellent preparatory work before the tournament, and despite one or two unpredictable events, she went on to convert the final phase brilliantly and clinch the opportunity to play for the Women's World Championship later this year. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud that I have had a chance to support her through WACA for the last 5 years. I must also congratulate especially her family, her parents, and of course her brother Pragnananda, as well as Ramesh and Aarti, and everyone in her team who supported her and have been with her all through her career. This is a very happy occasion for Indian women's chess, and congratulations to her again.
Now, this is Vishwanathan Anand at 2 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. I woke up, I saw the video, obviously, we played it. And given that I had not been able to respond back at 2 a.m. in the morning, Aruna, Vishy's wife, who again I'm very close to, Aruna sent it to me at 6:30 because Aruna clearly knew that I wanted to play the Vishy reaction in celebration of Vaishali. Folks, this is what it is about. This is sport. It is about grace. It is about discipline. It is about commitment. If he's promised, he will do it. And that's where respect comes. That's where adulation comes. That's where admiration comes. Vishwanathan Anand is in a league of his own. This is one man who has actually spawned a revolution. He has resulted in a chess revolution in this country. That's what it is about. And like you just saw, this video was sent to us late last night. And now to the moot point of the show. Amartya Chakraborty is right. Even Gukesh got more adulation. Which headline have you seen today that is talking about Vaishali? I said in our work group, and by the way, Shomik joins me. Shomik joins me from Mumbai, and we will talk about IPL in a bit. But Shomik also has been covering the candidates religiously. Let me take this question to him. Shomik, I was talking about this, that it is one of the most incredible wins in the history of Indian chess, and yet if you see the media, there is nobody who is doing anything. Maybe one line from one story from the Express, one story from the Hindu, somebody else. But overall, where is Vaishali trending? Nowhere. Television headlines, no. Digital, no. Print, no. Bengali papers, no. I mean, come on, boss. This woman has qualified for the world championship, for God's sake. We have done what we have done. We've done Anand. We've done the report between you and Shorjani. We've done Tanya, which Gargi is doing today. We've done Dibendu. We've done Ramesh. So we have done our bit as much as we possibly could. But this media apathy, Shomik, is stinking. It is that bad. Your first thoughts?
And I must add that this morning, around 3 o'clock in the morning, you did that Vishy Anand because of the time zone, and that landed on our working group around 3 o'clock in the morning. And that shows commitment. That shows commitment. Yesterday, while coming back from Wankhede, I told you, boss, if you can do it, because if one person could do it, that was you. And 3 o'clock in the morning, Vishy Anand's code, Vishy Anand's video landed on the work group. That is commitment. And once again, 7:30 in the morning, I saw you active on our work group. Now, this is something inspirational. That is to start with. Number two is that, see, unfortunate, but we are not a sporting nation. Simple as that. End of story. We are not a sporting nation. We are a cricket crazy nation, and that's it. Otherwise, how many people have you seen? Neeraj Chopra, it's not only about Vaishali. What Vaishali has achieved, it's incredible. Women's chase in India has come a long way. And Vaishali is pure substance. She is no style. I mean, as far as Vaishali is concerned, it is zero style, 100% substance. And this win, not only for women's chase, this win has helped her come out of Prag's shadow. Until yesterday, people used to call her Prag's sister. Now it is Vaishali, and she will be fighting for the world title. Women's chase India. This is the coming of age moment for women's chase. But
Tell me
unfortunate,
something, Shomik. Tell me something. I mean, had Vaishali been had Vaishali been, as say stylish or whatever, I don't know how to put it, had Vaishali been as savvy as Smriti Mandhana or Jamie Rodriguez, would it be different?
Could be, could be, because these days, these days stardom is counted by the number of followers on Instagram or Twitter, and the number of tattoos someone has. So this has been degenerated to this, and this could well be the case. People talk about Gen Z, whatever it is, but unfortunately, I will not say every one of them, not every one of that, but the majority of them fall, majority of them fall for frills instead of substance, and that is
Yeah, I
another
mean,
unfortunate.
let's qualify. I mean, I we asked this question because there is a certain savviness in the two cricketers we mentioned. They are both substance as well, but there are many in the social media domain who have no substance. Smriti Mandhana has a huge body of work to show for. Jamie Rodriguez has a World Cup behind her name, which she won for India with the 100 against Australia. But there are many and so-called influencers with zero knowledge who have done nothing worthy, who have 20 times the following of Vaishali, who perhaps trend for no reason. And there is no talk whatsoever about Vaishali Ramesh Babu. That is a glaring reality of Indian sport. Ayush Shetty made the final of the Badminton Asia. Vaishali Ramesh Babu won the candidates. And this has happened in 4 days. No talk about Ayush Shetty, no talk about Vaishali Ramesh Babu. And this country will host the Commonwealth Games in 4 years, wants to host the Olympic Games. Showik, this is shocking, boss.
Absolutely. And how many people spoke about Lakshya playing the All England final? Lakshya All England final. How many people spoke about that? Once again, we are not a sporting country. I am not, as far as Jemima, I want to clarify, Jemima, Spriti Mandan, as you said, they have got a huge body of work. And once again, once the World Cup is off, we are the only platform who have been covering women's cricket. That is the reality. We are the only platform, basically, who are religiously covering women's cricket. That is the reality. How many people have been talking about Jemima, Smriti Mandana, or Harman? Very few, very few. So,
Did you
see,
see, Shomik, yesterday we did that outstanding Amol Mazumdar interview. Even that interview did not track as much as, say, a common, whatever, Vaibhav Suryavanshi story. Now, this
exactly.
is nothing to do with Vaibhav Suryavanshi or Priyan Sharia or for that matter anybody. But imagine, because the World Cup is not tomorrow, even Amol Mazumdar, the head coach of the Indian team, doesn't track as much. This is the reality of Indian sport.
Absolutely unfortunate, unfortunate. And unless we become a sporting nation, and we are not a sporting nation, and unfortunately, we want our athletes to win as many gold medals as China at the Olympics. So you look at the contradiction.
Is there no? I think it's okay. So Shomik joins me from the Wankhede. Let me ask him a couple of IPL related questions. So Shomik, Mumbai Indians desperately needs a win. What is the final update on Rohit Sharma? What is the update on Mumbai Indians? What is happening? Quick two, three questions before I go back to my show on Vaishali again.
See, Rohit Sharma, as far as I'm concerned, what I am told, very little chance of him playing today. But I will keep my fingers crossed. I will not commit because yesterday he came, he did some fitness drills, and we reported everything on our platform. He did a bit of batting, so clearly no hamstring tear. If it were a hamstring tear, he wouldn't have done that. And now they have an option to play him as an impact sub, the way they were using him last season. So with that possibility, I would say an outside chance, very negligible outside chance. But as far as I'm concerned, what I'm told that he might be resting for one game. Very likely he might be resting for one game. But 100, I will not say 100%. I will still keep that 1% thing open. That is one thing. Number two is the bowling. Mumbai Indians should be concerned about their bowling because so far they are the. I mean, they are the side that has accounted for the least opposition wickets. Their average after 4 matches, bowling average is 55, highest 35 is Delhi Capitals second, and their economy rate, collective economy rate. I'm not. Bumrah is wicketless, but that can happen. The other bowlers are toothless. Now, Bumrah is going for 8.5 on belters. That is still fine, but collective economy rate of this team is 11.33. So bowling has become a huge problem. Another update is Will Jacks. He might not be playing this game, but he is on his way. He could very likely might join the squad tonight or tomorrow. So from the next game onwards, he could be available for selection. Finally,
Is
as far as the
yeah,
finally, as far
is
as the
Hardik?
pitch is concerned, sorry, sorry,
Yeah, you
sorry.
finish it.
As
No, you
as
finish
far
it.
as the as far as the pitch is concerned, this pitch from a distance, I have sent a picture on our group. This pitch, from a distance, this pitch looks a bit dry and a less grass cover compared to the past 2 games.
Is Hardik Pandya kind of under pressure, you reckon? Is pressure growing on Hardik Pandya? What's happening there?
Absolutely, 100%, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, sport is a results business. Whoever you are, sport is a results business. And when Hardik Pandya came from Gujarat Titans to Mumbai Indians, the first season was, uh, it was not easy. Be it on the field and off the field, it was not easy for Hardik. Second season, there is some kind of a thaw, and they qualified for the playoff. But Hardik will have to deliver, and Hardik is not helping himself by taking some, doubtful decisions. Because if you go back to the last game, he used Bumrah 2 overs of Bumrah in the power play overs. So when Rajat Patidar came, he couldn't use Bumrah up front straight away, and he had to bring on Mayank Markande, who was, sort of decimated by Rajat Patidar. So that is some tactical mistakes we have noticed over the last few games as far as Hardik Pandya is concerned. But at the end of the day, captain is only as good as his team. If the bowlers are not getting wickets, if the bowlers are leaking runs, a captain's role becomes a bit limited.
Two questions, Shomik, and I'll let you go in the next 5 minutes. One, even the batting, which we thought was outstanding. By the way, a lot of people are asking about the Rohit update. Shomik has already said that. If you listen to what he said, he's saying 99% Rohit Sharma will not play. 1% is what he's saying. And he's saying that he definitely thinks Rohit Sharma will rest up one game. So Abhishek, who's this? Krishna, Krish, Krishma Sharma. Uh, Shomik is saying that Rohit Sharma will definitely take rest or take a break for one game. Shomik, are you worried about both Surya and Tilak? Tilak and Surya, two India stalwarts, hardly have scored in this IPL. Surya will captain India in Ireland and England, hopefully. But again, unless there is big performances to back him, look at the way Shreyas Iyer is playing. Look at the way some others are playing. This is a hugely talented Indian white ball team. Surya will find it difficult to justify his spot. Shomik?
Absolutely, because see, after the IPL, the new T20 cycle will begin, and it is not set in the stone that this team has won the World Cup, T20 World Cup, which means this team will go on to play the next T20 World Cup. It's a new cycle, and the way Shreyas Iyer has been performing, you cannot keep him out of the T20I squad for long. I mean, that would be preposterous the way Shreyas Iyer has been performing. Of course, Surya Kumar Yadav is under pressure. Of course, Tilak Verma is under pressure. But at this moment, I will still want to give them the benefit of the doubt a bit, because what happens after the World Cup, after such a big event, there could be a case of the law of diminishing returns. So mentally, when you have peaked mentally, when you are so intense mentally, coming back from that and getting into the group, it is about the mindset. The skill part, cricket part, we are not questioning. They have that in plenty. But getting into that IPL group mentally, that could be a bit of a problem. So I think going ahead, they are quality players, and going ahead, I still back them. I very much like Surya, Tilak also. So going ahead, I expect them. to get their act together.
Final question. Yesterday, a former stalwart and I were having a long chat, and both of us said Punjab Kings, RCB, and RR are the three teams that we think will make the playoffs. The last spot will be between DC, Mumbai, Sunrisers Hyderabad, and possibly CSK. Shomik, your thoughts as to how you see the league shaping up. KKR doesn't look the part. Lucknow Super Giants also not looking good. CSK with Deval Brevis back, bit of a comeback there, but they too are not looking the best. RR, RCB, and RR, RCB. These are the two teams alongside Punjab Kings are looking superb. Maybe Mumbai Indians and DC one will come through. Your thoughts, Shomik, on how you reckon we are what 3 weeks into the IPL so far, about 17, 19 days into the IPL. Where do you stand on your playoff teams?
Yeah, absolutely. Royal Challengers Bangalore and Royal Challengers Bangalore, Punjab Kings have been the best team. They were the best team last season also, although they lost the final. And not always will you see the best team is winning the title. So if you look at the league standings, there you judge the best team because it's a league after 14 matches. A team is at the top of the table. That is the best team, not based on a couple of knockout games. So Punjab Kings were the best team last season also, unlucky not to win the title. This season, they are the best team so far by a mile. Rajasthan Royals are very close. And Rajasthan Royals is not only about Vaibhav Suryavanshi or Yashasvi Jaiswal or Dhruv Jurel. They have arguably the best pace attack, best bowling attack, in fact, in this IPL, along with Mumbai Indians on paper. But Indians bowling have been faulted. And number three is that number Royal Challengers Bangalore. I totally agree. Punjab Kings, Royal Challengers Bangalore, and Rajasthan Royals. These three teams will get to the playoffs. And for the fourth spot, MI, CSK, and Delhi Capitals. Between three, I am not counting Kolkata Knight Riders or LSG.
But Hyderabad also showed that it's not a team that you can kind of give up on. I mean, two new players, good two debuts, whether it was Praful, whether it was Sakib, that batting order is still very, very strong.
Yeah,
Hyderabad too has a bit of a chance, I would say.
yeah,
At this
yeah.
point in time, it's an open race.
Yes, yes, yes. True. Very true. And also, fact of the matter is that just 2 weeks into the IPL or in the league, we don't start, or rather, nobody start talking about the playoffs. There could be ebbs and flows. You never know. Going ahead, if there are a couple of major injuries, and at this moment in time, what will happen? So nobody knows. So I think it's still too early to talk about the playoffs.
Last question, Shomik. What are you thinking about tonight? How are you kind of rating the two teams? If there are matchups that you are looking forward to, what are you looking forward to tonight?
Um, I'm not a big fan of matchups as far as T20 cricket is concerned. When a bowler's quota is restricted to 4 overs only, and in a spell he will not bowl for more than 2 overs. But I would like to see how Mumbai Indians tackle uh, Shreya Iyer. I'm not bringing Jasprit Bumrah into this conversation because in the middle overs the spin, if you look at the Mumbai Indians spin bowlers, Mayank Markande, I mean, he has been licking runs for fun. Santner is not, he hasn't hit his straps yet. Allah Ghaznifar, same thing. So that part, middle over, I think there is a possibility that in that middle overs, Punjab Kings can take the game away from Mumbai Indians.
Okay. So Shomi Chakraborty there explaining everything IPL. He will go back to the Wankhede and you can follow his match report, his videos, his updates from the Wankhede late into the night, including Shomik joining the pre-show at 6:30. I will get back to Vaishali now. Thank you very much, Shomik, for joining me from Mumbai. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Coming back, Krishma, thank you for watching us from the US and all your comments. Surya Tilak is flop. Numerology predictions: Punjab Kings will win today. Uh, Aniruddha Dasgupta, we should definitely cherish remarkable feat from other sports, versatile success of Indian stars in different region, enhancing the legacy of the country. Thanks for highlighting. Uh, Omoto, no one will watch Ayush's match, but they will only like or share the reel of his viral block. Uh, Viral block, what an irony. Rohit playing Boryada, we've answered that. I wish more media groups would do stories on her. Kudos to Red Sports. Abhi kya bole? You know, this is a real story of disappointment as far as I'm concerned. Now, none of us can go and change the entire media, but to see Ayush Shetty hardly getting celebrated after the finals of the Badminton Asia Championship, and whoever asked this, Aniruddha, I think, said this, that you consume Ayush as real, but you don't watch his match, is so true. You want to be a part of the Ayush story, but you don't know anything about Ayush. You have not seen a single game of Ayush, whether it is against Jojo, whether it is against Li Shifeng, whether it is against Vitit Sang. You have not watched Ayush play. You've not even watched Ayush's match against Shi Chi. You've not watched anything, and yet you will like his reel or post it or subscribe, put it to the story, something like that, and then you think, I've done my bit. Social media is so flippant. As far as last night is concerned, if Vaishali Ramesh Babu looked a certain way, if Vaishali Ramesh Babu was maybe so called attractive in the conventional sense, could things have been different? I don't know. Maybe had she been a sex symbol of sorts, could things have been different? I don't know. It is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting that we in the media domain do not celebrate a Vaishali Ramesh Babu as much as we say celebrate an IPL star. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a domestic competition. Just look at today's papers. Look at today's digital platform. You will see RCB versus LSG everywhere. Why? It is a boring match. It was a bogus game. It was a pretty ordinary T20 encounter which had little charm, with one team dominating, the other team playing pretty bad cricket. And here is a lady from your country who goes on to win the candidates. That too on the last day. Divya Deshmukh drawing that game against Bibisa. I mean, that was also a massive draw from Divya Deshmukh. Divya's contribution to Vaishali. I mean, a brother sister duo making the country proud. I mean, that could be one of the first families of Indian sport, Prag and Vaishali. And it is true that Vaishali till yesterday was known more as Prague's sister, despite the fact that she's an Olympiad gold winner, despite the fact that she's an incredible athlete herself. She's one of the top players, but we would still say Prague, Prague, Prague. But now that Vaishali has won the candidates, she is Vaishali. She will be challenging for the world championship title. When has it happened that two Indians are fighting for a world title? Gukesh will fight to defend the title, and Vaishali will fight to win the title as the challenger. In hardly any sport do you see this kind of success. And yet we don't celebrate. We hardly talk about chess, we hardly talk about badminton, we hardly talk about other sport, and some then come and say, oh, you know what, cricket is hogging all the limelight. What are we doing in the media? What is our contribution in making these sports what they are? How are we helping? Also, the federation today ought to organize an interaction with Vaishali and the media and push it. They ought to send as much. Sagar and Amruta do a better job with their company, it's a private company, than many other administrative bodies in the country. And that is what is shocking for us. When you have an occasion, look, India is a country starved of champions. In India we don't have anyone. We only have a Diraj. We have what, I mean, hardly 10 champions. Your shooters, now you have a Vaishali, you have a Gukesh, you have a Prag, and yet you don't want to celebrate them. You still will. I mean, it can never be an either or. I had done a show the other day called Mukul Vaibhav Ayush Mukul. And you know what? One of our editors called me and he said, "Sir, when you are saying Vaibhav, Ayush, and Mukul, you are talking about Ayush Matre." I said, "No, I'm not talking about Ayush Matre at all. I'm talking about Ayush Shetty." So this young editor then said, "Sir, if you are asking me to make a thumbnail with these photographs, can I put Ayush Shetty in the middle?" I said, "Absolutely, you do. Absolutely, you do. You put Ayush Shetty in the middle of the thumbnail." Since last night, Vaishali should have been trending everywhere. Vaishali should have been one of the headlines in every newspaper, every digital medium, every radio station, every media platform, news platform in India. There should have been many. I mean, had Mukul Chaudhary's family has been plastered after one innings. Everybody, if you win one IPL game for your respective team, your family, your uncle, your backstory, what has happened, everything will be plastered in the media. Now, no one is saying it should not be, but the question is, why is it selectively done? Why is it that is not done in the case of Vaishali Ramesh Babu? Why is it that the Prag Vaishali combination, brother sister, is not more talked about? Why is it that their mother is less talked about? Why is it that Vishwanathan Anand is not as celebrated as he should be in this country? Why are these things allowed to happen in an India which will host the Commonwealth Games 4 years from now, which will want to host the Olympic Games 10 years from now? We want to be a multi sport country. We are a multi sport country. Our shooters are doing well, our chess is doing well, our archery is doing well. So it is not as if that Indian sports is not doing well. It is doing well. And yet, when it comes to coverage, when it comes to news space, when it comes to newsprint, we will still not give these athletes their due. And that is a genuine problem. That is a genuine problem. You know, this is something that deeply, deeply irritates me, frustrates me, hurts me, makes me angry. That why is it that we do not give these athletes their due? Finally, this war has badly impacted sport globally. We have done a show today which we put out at 12 noon. Trust me, it is prohibitively expensive to send people on tours with jet fuel price and everything. Every little thing, costs have gone up. The middle class is impacted, the underprivileged are impacted. So global sport has been impacted. And when I say Vaishali, and that is one point I will want to finish off with. When I say Vaishali and the success of Vaishali, I want to remind you that Koneru Hampi did not travel did not travel to the candidates because of the war. Koneru Hampi had qualified. She was runners up in 2024. She could have been one of the top candidates. Unfortunately, because of the war, she did not feel like it, and totally understandable, she withdrew from the competition. Divya Deshmukh and Vaishali Ramesh Babu represented India. Now the question is, will Koneru Hampi ever get another opportunity? Will Koneru Hampi ever once again make it to the candidates and have an opportunity to go ahead and win it and challenge for the world championship crown, or has the war robbed that opportunity away from her? Will any of these people, PV Sindhu did not play the All England, Koneru Hampi did not travel. I'll give you one final example from my own team. I wanted to send Trisha Ghoshal and Snehashish Mukherjee to South Africa for the India women versus South Africa women. If you see, we did an Amol Mazumdar interview yesterday, which was an excellent one, I thought. Amol opened up, was giving candid answers. It was a proper deep dive into the man's mindset. I was very keen on sending Trisha and Snehashish to South Africa. But both of them expressed their apprehension of going through the Middle East at this point in time, and eventually it was decided to scrap the travel. So each one of us, whether it is with energy prices or fuel, whether it is with what you cook, whether it is prices of paper and books and stuff, whether it is any commodity, uh, medicines, everybody is impacted. Everybody is impacted by the war. The rich will soak it in better, the middle class will find it very difficult to consume, and the lower class will, or the underprivileged classes will get hammered as always. So, but the point is, when you think of Vaishali Ramesh Babu and we celebrate the success of Vaishali Ramesh Babu, let's also please remember that a certain Koneru Hampi was robbed of the opportunity of playing the candidates because of the war, which is no fault of hers. She had no agency. She had every reason to feel apprehensive and upset. She had every reason to feel anxious, which is why she did not travel. The same thing happened with PV Sindhu, who got stuck. If you remember, PV Sindhu was stuck in Dubai during the war, and then somehow, after 3 or 4 days, managed to come back to India. After that, she did not take a chance of traveling to Europe very soon to go and play in the All England, or for that matter, the Swiss. Now, these are grim realities of our world, ladies and gentlemen. So when you celebrate a Vaishali, there is also a Koneru Hampi. There is also a story that things could have been much better had this been a different world. We will see what happens tonight in the IPL. But like I said, we will continue to celebrate multi-sport. Tomorrow, coming your way, a Dipendu Bodua interview, a Tanya Sachdev interview, an RB Ramesh interview, all in celebration of Vaishali Ramesh Babu. Thank you very much for watching.